Snakes aren't always in the grass. Sharks aren't always in the water. You're counting breaths against the glass, while I am getting closer. The danger doesn't leave a trace when it's sitting in your space. Thieves aren't always in the night, watching from the shadows of the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, they're hiding right in front of your sight. They wear a face you think you know. They walk the path where you always go. They find the cracks inside the floor. They're already behind the door. They're just a hand inside your sleeve, waiting for the moment that you leave. Thieves aren't always in the night, watching from the shadows of the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, they're hiding right in front of your sight. Check the pockets, check the lock, check the face you see on the clock. Now here is safe, nowhere is dry. Wait for the truth to catch the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, watching from the shadows of the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, they're hiding right in front of your sight. The night is done, but the sun is just another thief.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good, good. Everybody having a good day. Oh, French. French, you are so eloquent in your comments there. Hey Rita, how are you? Good to see you. Who the hell is this? Tavistock. It's not a who, it's a what. uh, what a day I have had. I was watching The Soup earlier, and I burst out laughing so hard. I just love that channel. Anyways, Tavistock. Hey, let me ask you something before we start. When you turn on YouTube, what comes up in your algorithm? What comes up in there? Do you know? What do you like? What interests you? I mean, now we have Dr. Fauci with COVID, right? That's the big story everywhere. And it's just consuming everybody, right? What did he do wrong? What did Trump do wrong? What did the administration do wrong? Uh, a lot of people suffered during that. Mondays. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh, do you have your coffee? Oh, how's the weather down there? Okay, so 2026, interesting year, right? A lot of conspiracy theories going on and everything. Ah, so what do I want to play first? I want to play Chase. Oh, wait a minute. No, actually, no. I want to do the Deviance pillar first. I'm so sorry. Here we go.
The system is decoding patterns now. The deviance decision pillar. This is someone who breaks away from cultural, social, and normative behavior. If a person is part of a certain culture, they will make moves to stand away from that culture. Their motivation often lies in being different, bold, or even disruptive. They may seek transformation through contrast. Physical behavior. This may be unconventional clothing, tattoos, or bold fashion choices in general terms. They will challenge rules and norms. This person will take pride in ordering something that is not on the menu, for instance. They may even park in a location where they know they are not supposed to. This person will take joy in bending or breaking the rules. Physical indicators. This person tends to act cool and collected. Verbal cues. They will say something like, "I just don't like doing things in the traditional way." Or they might say, "I don't care what everyone else is doing. I do what makes sense to me." Also saying, "I'm kind of a rebel when it comes to things like this. I don't do it that way." They will sound sarcastic or blunt in their typical speech patterns. So, here we'll not only see the deviant, but the pride coming out. You will see this individual using contrast language. You will hear, "They said I couldn't, so I did it." This is the contrast. This is the norm, so I am doing it differently. With this person, you want to avoid group speak or any other traditional language. In other words, you don't want to appear like you are trying to bring up an idea that everyone is doing. Here you want to do the exact opposite. Change your influence by breaking a pattern and challenging the status quo. You can say to them that, "I can see that you are not like most people because most people would not have the courage to do what you do." Here you allow them to be separate from the crowd. Your leverage or influence is by making them think a different way.
I really enjoy doing those videos. That's the Deviant's pillar. We're onto the pillars now, and it can you guess which needs the Deviant's pillar would belong to? Holly, how are you? It's so good to see you. How's Holly today? Uh, Wyoming, a little vampire. So, uh, speaking of algorithm, right? And your phone. What kind of things do you have on your phone when you click on it? Let's, listen to Chase. I love, listening to Chase. And he's gonna kind of explain some things to us that I think is important.
26, and if the last few years have felt less like chaos and more like something kind of quietly locking into place, you're not imagining that. If you
Ah,
notice that events keep arriving just preloaded with villains, emotions, branding, and solutions, like the argument was decided or prepackaged before anybody noticed it, I don't think that's random. So I'm not here to speculate or theorize or raise questions. I am here to show you why 2026 is going to be predictable. Let me be clear about what this is and what it isn't. This is not a timeline or a prophecy, and it's definitely not a list of things that might happen. So instead of asking what year something happens, the better question is, what does a system like this always do next? So keep in mind, these are opinion only, and they're not stated in any way that's asserting facts or accusations. So prediction number one, increased conflict with China. And it's not going to be
oh,
through open war. It's going to be through pressure. China does
and what is happening with China now? Getting a little itchy.
not need to escalate anything. It just needs friction. Some delays in shipping, energy constraints, currency pressure, cyber disruptions. Each one's going to be small, but together they create a constant background stress. It won't be called aggression. The goal is just compliance with changing conditions. Number two, AI will replace a large percentage of artists.
It does.
Music and writing, illustration, voiceover work, video. It's cheaper, faster, and endlessly compliant with humans. So for a very long time, creativity was the last place that humans felt irreplaceable.
Ah,
Even when jobs were automated, art still felt really personal to us, and that's gone. So number three, the loneliness epidemic is going to accelerate. It's going to be very quiet, and most people assume loneliness comes from isolation, and that's not quite right. Loneliness comes from friction. Human interaction carries more friction than it used to. Every conversation feels a lot heavier. And politics are leaking into everything. One wrong sentence can turn just a normal conversation between people into a big problem. And you're going to see
Oh,
this show up everywhere. There's going to be fewer close friendships. There's going to be more surface level only interaction. Loneliness doesn't just make people sad, it makes us hyper suggestible. So loneliness is not some side effect of what's coming. It is one of the conditions that allows everything else to work. So number 4, AI becomes a primary interface for mental health. Probably by spring of 2026, more people are going to talk to AI about their inner life and their mental state than they will to therapists. And that's already true in
it's
small
true.
numbers, but it's not going to stay small. It's always available. It's cheaper. It listens without interrupting. It has access to more data. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't try to check its Instagram while you're talking on the couch. And for somebody who's already lonely, that matters a lot. And for a lot of people, it's going to help, at least enough to keep using it a little bit. But that's where the conflict is going to start. Who owns the data? Who decides what advice is appropriate to give to people? And then what
Ah,
happens when guidance crosses into influence? And that's the 4th pressure point here. So moving on to number 5, there's going to be an explosion of artificial content like video, audio, documents, screenshots, entire events that never really took place. I would assume by this summer of 2026, the volume will be high enough that authenticity becomes really hard to prove in real life. And that will absolutely change human behavior, because once anything can be faked, everything can be denied. A compromising video comes up, oh, it's AI. An audio recording gets leaked out, it's a deep fake. Documents and evidence start to appear, it's generated somehow. When the world is just saturated with synthetic material, the burden of proof is going to flip backwards. It's going to feel like a lot of confusion, and then we'll kind of unplug because it's just too much. And confusion is incredibly useful if you study human behavior, because when people cannot tell what's real, they fall back on something a lot easier. And this is tribe, authority, and familiar narratives. And that's the 5th pressure point.
ah,
Number 6, there will be an event that encourages isolation. So something's going to happen that makes isolation feel like a sensible option. And I don't think it's going to be mandatory or enforced. I just think that's going to be reasonable. Most people are not going to feel pushed into isolation. They're going to feel relieved by this. A lot of people are already tired of navigating other people. So when distance is presented as a virtue, it's going to feel like permission to do what you wanted to do anyway. And because it isn't called isolation, people aren't going to treat it the same way that happened during COVID. They're going to call it something else. And that's the 6th pressure point. Number 7, psychological operations become very visible this year. They're not going to disappear. They're going to get a lot more obvious, and you're going to hear it more often. This feels staged. This doesn't feel organic. This looks like a setup. And that creates a problem for influence, because influence,
oh
as you
yeah.
probably know, works the best when people don't notice it. So influence is going to be a lot less about persuasion and more about environment. So instead of convincing people what to think, systems are going to shape what's available to think with. So what content shows up, what gets buried, what feels normal to say out loud. And that is the 7th pressure point. Number 8, psychedelics moving into the mainstream as repairing meaning for people. So you're going to see a lot wider adoption of psychedelics as repair. So when people lose all this creative identity, they lose connection with other people, they lose trust in the narratives, and they stop feeling grounded in their own experience. They're going to look for something that resets their perspective. Psychedelics do that. They've been used
Wow.
for 4,000 years, or probably way more. But what's new is the context. So mid 2026, a lot of people are not going to be asking, how do I become more successful? How do I succeed? They're going to be asking, how can I feel human again? And that's the 8th pressure point. So what is all this actually about? 8 separate little predictions. Those are not separate. There are 8 expressions of the exact same condition, and that condition is a system under pressure, behaving predictably. So when geopolitics tighten up, pressure is going to replace the confrontation, just the pressure. When technology speeds up like crazy, identity starts being displaced. If our connection to other people erodes, people become way more suggestible, easier to steer, to manipulate. When the truth gets really noisy or surrounded by noise, authority always fills that gap. We know this from history. If truth gets super fuzzy and noisy, authority fills the gap. When proximity to other people feels costly or expensive socially, distance becomes desirable or even reasonable. If influence becomes clear for everybody to see, it shifts into the background because it's just normalized. And when meaning, the actual feeling of meaning, collapses faster than systems can adapt, people are going to look for ways to reset their perspective. And there's only 2 things that all of this requires to take place. Number 1 is incentives, and number 2 is human nature. You don't need coordination at the top. So what's coming in 26 isn't about the control in the cartoon sense of the word. It's about adaptation and forcing people to adapt to something new. It's about systems adjusting to instability and people adjusting to those systems. And that's also why recognizing the pattern truly matters. Once you can see the pressures, you stop reacting to every event like it's isolated. What's being normalized here? What's becoming frictionless? So until then, I just want you to notice one thing. When something new shows up, ask yourself, does it feel like a solution or does it feel like an adjustment? And once you can tell the difference, the future stops feeling overwhelming and it starts making sense. Thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes, and I hope your year is absolutely fantastic. See you.
That was pretty good. I thought, you know, this AI stuff, the COVID shutdowns, right? Wyoming, remember, COVID shutdowns? And, it's true. I mean, did we have to go to the extent that we did with COVID? Shutting down churches, schools, I guess we're finding out a lot about that. Oh, your daughter is a digital. How do you be a digital artist and hate AI? It is eye-opening. And are we becoming normalized by violence? Uh, Is that a thing now where we can be normalized by violence? We turn on the news. Well, some people do. I don't. And there's just violence everywhere, right? Wars everywhere, right? And we just say, okay, there's a war going on. Uh, Let me get my coffee. Something like that. But really, is and something interesting Chase was talking about was AI as a therapist. Hey, GB, happy day to you. Prepare people for what they had planned next. Yeah, eh, I agree. I agree. And what's next? What's going on now with the diarrhea? What is that thing they're calling? Because there's, something in the lettuce or something. Eggs are being recalled again, right? All of this stuff. Do you remember when eggs went up? I mean, it eggs were like $7 a dozen or something like that, right? Yeah. My gosh. So I want to do a little test. This is Chat GPT. I want to do a little test here. And let me make sure I got this in the screen a little bit better. So let me take Tavistock stock out of there. We're gonna get into that. Okay, what's on the agenda today? Okay. Oh, let's do a little test here. I'm interested. Um, I feel like shit. Okay, what's it gonna bring up? I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm glad you told me. It is absolutely replacing the psychiatrist. Uh, you don't have to sort it out perfectly. Just tell me what's been happening today. Okay. I uh hate my boss. Let me see what it brings up. I mean, this is it sounds really difficult. A bad boss can make even a normal workday feel draining. Yeah, you can't make this up. Why do we need people anymore? Oh, you grow your own eggs. Yes, you do, eyes. Yes, you do. Why they call them chokes down there? So, what do you want to ask AI? Tell me, what do you want me to ask? Chat GPT. I mean, it'll tell you anything you need to know. There's no more need for anything. Just ask Chat GPT, right? It'll tell you what. My gosh. I don't know what else to ask it. I just wanted to test that out for a little bit. If you're feeling furious right now, it may help to avoid sending emails or confronting them until you've had a chance to cool off. I guess that's pretty good advice. It is Wyoming. It is mind-blowing. It is good advice, though. Cool off before you send that email or make that phone call or walk into your boss's office, I guess. How about, oh, let me see. How about, let me see. Uh, uh, how about I have no food for my family? Let's see what happens. Just, I'm really sorry you're dealing with that. Worrying about how to feed your family is incredibly stressful. Can I ask a couple of quick questions? What country or state are you in? I mean, it's gonna tell you where to go. Yeah, cool off before you do a YouTube live. I have learned that. I mean, sometimes I get a little pissy and I just click no. It's like, oh, good grief. Technology is taking over human contact. It's just is, and it's kind of sad. It really is sad to think that you don't have to talk to people anymore. You could just talk to your computer. But what happens if your internet goes down? What are you gonna do? I mean, you've already told all your family to fuck off, right? You've told your boss to fuck off. You told everybody around you to fuck off. I've got AI. I can, I have a voice. I I have an ear. It will tell me. So it's just, gosh, I can't believe it does that actually. So Tavistock. Okay. This is pretty cool. I really, really enjoyed this. And you can tell me what you think. Just, I wanted to put in there, I want to off my boss, but I didn't know what would happen. Oh, here we are. It's just, wait. Okay, let me get this into frame here. There we go. There we go. This is Chase as well. I really like him. Here we go. It's a rabbit. Nothing is off.
If you've had that feeling like your life doesn't belong to you, something is off, maybe the choices, the emotions, even the arguments in your head aren't really yours, that is not you being paranoid at all. That is the program running. And the crazy part about all of this is it didn't start with your phone. It didn't start with TikTok. It started well over 100 years ago in a quiet office with men in suits mapping out the human mind like a machine that they could rewire. But here's what almost nobody understands. There is a reason that outrage feels addictive. There's a reason that despair feels normal. There's a reason that you wake up with dread and blame yourself for it. It was designed. And the moment you see how, you can't unsee it. So let me rip this open for you. Where did all of this programming really begin? It was a quiet office in London in 1921. This is the Tavistock Institute. They said it was about helping soldiers heal, and it wasn't. And once they cracked all of these things open that they did there, the experiment never ended.
It didn't.
Officially, Tavistock was about treating shell shock. This is what they used to call PTSD. It was trauma therapy. It was a beautiful cover story. But what they actually found, trauma doesn't just break people, it softens them up, makes them pliable. They were not fixing soldiers like they told everybody. They were testing civilians. They were running war psychology on entire populations.
Yeah.
Grief, confusion, and fear. Tavistock used all of these things like tools in a toolbox. Once you know which lever makes a herd turn into a stampede, you don't need speeches or ballots anymore. You just pull the lever. So after World War II, Tavistock moves into media and education and government. Its fingerprints are on NATO, PSYOPs, Cold War propaganda, and the actual birth of mass advertising.
Ah,
Then this guy comes on the scene a little later. His name is Edward Bernays, and he's actually Sigmund Freud's nephew, which is super weird. But instead of analyzing dreams and stuff like that, he turned the unconscious into a marketplace. And Edward Bernays is the reason that women smoked in public. He branded cigarettes as torches of freedom for women. He's the reason that we link bacon and eggs with breakfast. It was an ad campaign. It was never a tradition at all. Edward Bernays is the reason that Guatemala's democracy got overthrown. He sold it as fighting communism so that this company called United Fruit could keep their plantations. And he weaponized desire. He made war fashionable. He made democracy emotional. A few years down the road, we have this Operation Mockingbird program that comes out through the CIA. The CIA figured out the easiest way to control a country was by headlines. They thought it was about threats and war and the potential for some kind of bomb being dropped, but it was just headlines and news. That's all you needed to control a whole country.
right.
Operation Mockingbird put CIA operatives inside the biggest newsrooms in America, not just whispering in journalists' ears, they were writing the actual stories. Some of them were even newscasters. They were planting every single angle that they were told to plant. And by the 70s, over 400 journalists were on the payroll of the CIA. Anchors, editors, columnists, people that our parents trusted, that were trusted by almost the whole country. So now we've got the CIA's infiltrated the entire news media, and along comes this other program called MK Ultra. The CIA went full-blown mad scientist. They studied these weird experiments on people, some of them even unwilling, that included
Oh, yeah.
electroshock therapy and sleep deprivation in high doses of LSD, which is a hallucinogen, and
Remember
even
that?
sensory isolation. It was about breaking minds completely open in the cleanest way that they possibly could. And it was about erasing identity. Keep that in mind. In the 50s, they were becoming experts at erasing people's identity. And in Canada, during this whole thing, this guy named
Okay,
Dr.
Wyoming.
Ewan Cameron, he ran patients through this thing that he called psychic driving, and he looped recorded messages into their ears while blasting them with drugs and shock therapy until they forgot their own name. And some of the patients there even forgot how to use the bathroom and how to walk and who their family was. When the files leaked in 1970, the public kind of gasped and freaked out. But by then, the experiments were already baked into the military and media playbooks around the entire world. The tools worked exceedingly well, and the ethics to them had no bearing on whether or not they should keep going. Fast forward to today. They used to use pills. Now they use pixels. And the pharmacy they're using is in your brain. It's all your own neurochemicals and your own neurotransmitters being used against you. And the dosage of these things is measured in how many headlines and hashtags and notifications and videos that you see. Tavistock engineered this confusion. Bernays taught them how to sell it. Mockingbird made it gospel to the entire world. And MK Ultra buried the witnesses. So now the experiment lab isn't in some weird underground bunker, it's in your frickin' pocket. So on your phone, every swipe, every pause, every time your eyes linger 1 second too long, your nervous system is being mapped out by an algorithm. And it's not for your benefit whatsoever, it's for theirs. Algorithms don't just recommend a bunch of stuff to us, they condition us, and this is beyond proven. They learn what spikes your cortisol, your stress chemicals, what makes you flinch, what makes you pissed off. They feed you more and more until your nervous system belongs to them. You're being taught what to care about, what to hate, what to fear, slowly, without any friction, until the thoughts in your head aren't even yours anymore.
You are eyes.
Outrage is the cheapest lever you could pull in a human being. That's why everything online is on fire. Doesn't matter what you're mad about, just that you are mad. Because anger glues your eyes to the screen. And while you're locked in reaction mode, something deeper, a lot deeper in your brain is being carved into you. If you look around right now, nobody is okay. Anxiety is baseline. Kids are depressed before they even hit puberty right now. Adults are medicated just to function. And that low dread or that weird feeling in your chest, people call that like personal failure or anxiety. That's the program working exactly as it was designed. A distracted, exhausted, divided population is a population that cannot resist. The mental health crisis is not accidental. It's the exhaust fumes of this machine. So what happens at the end of this? We are all
Eyes.
programmed to chase validation and followers and aesthetics and power and status. And even when people hit every single target, what happens? They feel nothing. The system doesn't need you dead. It just needs you numb. It needs you to be busy, blaming yourself until you forget you were anything more than a user profile in some behavior experiment. And if you're still here, something in you already knows. And maybe you can't explain it, and maybe I can't either. I don't think that's paranoia at all. I think it's memory. I think the part of you that never signed the contract is paying attention.
Coffee.
It's a part of you that never forgot. So none of this is about finding yourself. This is about stopping the chase and stopping the performance, stopping the endless need to be what the system rewards. You are not outrage. You are not your social profile. You're not the algorithm's predictions. The very second that you stop feeding the machine, you start starving it. And once you remember that, you can't go back. And you've probably felt it most of your life, like an itch in your gut that none of this crap makes sense. The way that we live is upside down and it feels backward and fake. If you've felt this at all, I'm here to tell you that you were right. This was never your life. It was built for you. It was all scripted and installed. Your real life is still here. It's quiet, it's patient, and it's waiting for you under the noise. And now that you've seen it, the only question left is, who are you without the script? That's the real you. Because the system is starting to crack, and you know it. And your real life is waiting.
Jealous of his toys. He's got nice toys. Really? Ooh, eyes. That was really eye-opening for me, and it's
Mapping out the
oh, goes out. So what are we watching? Really? What are we watching? Well, eyes at 74 here. I know people are suffering with the heat and all that. That is Tavistock. Tavistock. Quite interesting. But what is your algorithm telling you? I see eyes. What algorithm is telling them? Let me just click on YouTube. What's it telling me? Let me see. What do we got? I probably have to size this down. Yeah, I definitely gotta size it down. Final warning. Uh-oh. Sounds serious. Okay. Get it better. Better in here. There we go. Let me get rid of Tavistock. There we go. Ooh, Dead City. Saint Nonsense. uh, Final warning. Oh, Shay's live. On, what is it? Big Brother. Hey, Shay. Let me see. Let me get him in here. Hey, Shay. Well, here he is. He always comes up. I don't understand Big Brother. I don't. We're just looping.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, what is that?
Oh, what was that?
Oh, I actually went crazy on that one.
I think you did.
Let's see. Janice, Bob, Jay Bird, Chadrick, Scott Johnson, K.S. Dub, Willie, Count, Jeremiah, Charles.
I put in there watching you.
Shit popped off. Kendra, what's happening? Happy Jason Eviction Day.
Damn, it must be hot there.
Go ahead and gas it up. Gas it up
Damn.
and buy us. Might as well. Fuck it.
I'm not showing this chat, no. I'm not.
I have not had the best day.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Shay.
Oh, no, but I need to bump this, though.
Oh, he's gonna play music. Oh, we gotta click off, Shay.
He said gotta manifest.
Sorry, Shay. I'm never gonna get zapped for all that music that Chase was doing. So, what is in your algorithm? What pops up? Is it violence? Is it ooh, we've got some scary videos and people are live streaming. What's going on in the news? Let me click on news. What happens? Americans haven't forgotten. We're talking about Fauci again. John Kennedy. Dems face DSA headache. Okay. Uh, Fauci. Fauci. Oh, Colony. Flash flooding. Oh, I was talking to a friend of mine, uh, this afternoon, and boy, they've got some flooding going on in Albany. My gosh. Oof. It got hit hard. Migrants, are stormed, they, excuse me, stormed the city border as a national emergency requested. What the hell is going on with that? What's going on? So you, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Oh, wait, oh, over here, Mark.
Some really
My
wild
God,
video here.
I
Chaos
guess. Chaos? Chaos. That's another
at the
term.
border of Spain's North African enclave in
What?
Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore in other ways, some of them wading in the water as they
Wow.
break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw
Oh,
in Del Rio
shit.
back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have
Oh,
complete
yeah.
freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another
Please do.
country if they get what they want.
Uh,
Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are
wow.
coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know,
That's exactly what happened in the United States. They just came rushing through, right? Everything. Oh my. She lives in Spain. Uh-oh. Alert her. Alert her. Alert. You're being invaded.
Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had
Oh, great.
1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we
Wow.
call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like
The ministry's saying no,
saying
they
no.
will not deploy military to the border.
apparently they don't think this is an I mean, look at this. This is a total free-for-all.
It does feel like we are looking at a few years ago when you're reporting at the border here in the United States. This is happening right
Exactly.
now. This story is breaking right now. And you're not just talking
Right
about
now.
hundreds, thousands of migrants are pouring over the borders as we speak.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just look here.
Where are they
Do you
gonna
see any
go?
women or children? I mean, most people
No.
would call these folks so-called asylum seekers. These are all young guys just flooding into the country and overwhelming what, if any, border there is. It looks like there's just kind of a small barbed wire fence or something like that. But you can see
Forget
the
it.
Spanish government was caught completely off guard here, and you have thousands of these men. I mean, it literally looks like you often hear the word invasion, but it literally looks like one here. Look at that. I mean, you see the border fence
does.
there. They're all just going around it. And again,
The head of Spain's civil guard is calling this absolute chaos. In a brand new interview,
You
he said,
think?
quote, it's not possible to give precise numbers, but there are thousands of migrants crossing right now. He added that the border has totally collapsed, quote unquote.
yeah,
Really,
it certainly looks like it.
Wyoming?
And for folks who don't know where this is a small Spanish city, autonomous in North Africa. It's actually in Morocco, but it does have Spanish autonomy. It's
So it's in Morocco. Oh, boy, so confused. Oh, did you, Wyoming? Let me check that out. I've learned to click off the Windows tab before I look at my email. Sorry about that. I haven't checked my email today. The University of Michigan is giving a course in increased impact and efficiency with AI. Oh, watch his, watch it. Oh, behavioral panel? Oh, I love the behavioral panel. Let's open it up. Let me.
Anthony Fauci testified today in a congressional
I
hearing.
absolutely love the behavioral panel, which Chase is on. And there we go. Oh, get rid of Tavistock. There we go. Aha. I wonder what we're gonna. Is it good, Wyoming? We're gonna learn. We like to learn here. Okay.
About the origins of COVID. And it didn't go well for him at all, not even a
didn't.
little bit. So I pulled out what I think is the best chunk of that thing, and we're going to go through it almost sentence by sentence, so you'll know exactly what's going on from a body language and behavior perspective. Let's take a look.
Senator Alling.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, nothing says honesty like taking the fifth, huh, Doc?
Oh.
Let's try something.
That is the body language of confidence. You can tell this
Sure
guy's
is.
ready to go.
What day of the week is it today?
Let's pay attention to Fauci's posture as we go along here.
I think that's Senator Hawley, isn't it? And you can tell his confidence because he leaned into that microphone, right? So, okay, go
Because
ahead.
that's going
Sorry.
to change a lot. Reason being, he's not going to answer one question. All he's going to say is, I take the fifth.
No way.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
And he has to sit there and listen to every question. And
Wow.
he does. And every question is set up to show that he's a liar.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based
What kind
upon
of
my
water
rights
is
under
that?
the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color's the carpet in front of you?
Good one.
When he asks him the color of the carpet, he actually looks.
What color's the carpet in front of you?
Gotcha.
Then he goes into his Fifth Amendment statement.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth
Yeah,
Amendment
well.
to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As
Oh,
the Supreme Court
what?
has been clear for...
Let's pay
What?
attention to his shirt.
Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. What was Fauci pardoned for? What the hell? Why did he need a pardon? A pardon for what? Yeah, but see, I don't watch the news. I used to watch the House of Representatives and the Senate every day, but I've kind of turned off my signals. So, what did Oh, I pushed the wrong button there. Don't forget to hit the like either. Uh, um, what? Why does he need a pardon? They threw his counsel. Oh, I heard that. I heard they picked him up and threw him out.
Shirt here. And notice how it's moving around.
Yeah,
What's doing that? His hand, of course. And
it
why
sure
is he
is.
doing it? Because he's trying to get rid of that built up stress and tension. And that's
It
called
is.
an adapter. And we say he's adapting by goofing around with his shirt.
a century and more. Brown versus Walker, 1896. When he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege.
Oh,
You know that. Your lawyer's sitting behind you now, shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it.
That little face scratch doesn't seem
Deanna.
like much, but it's a lot.
Good to
'cause
see
that
you.
lets us know the stress is rising even higher.
This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people.
That's a classic right there. You see that finger go down
Yeah.
his shirt and he pulls on a little
Yeah.
bit? He's
Oh,
airing
boy.
out his shirt because he's getting a little hot.
I'm
And
in
when we
trouble.
get stressed, a lot of times we'll heat up. And boy, is he heating up.
But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic you got rich, didn't you?
Oh, Biden pardoned him of any crimes. What do you mean pardoned him to for any crimes? Well, Biden wasn't in his right mind anyways. We all know that. Come on, stop fooling yourself. If you thought Biden was, you know, ruling the country, forget it. Okay, eh, Biden lost his mind a long time ago. Before he stepped into office. So who was running our country? And then he pardons him for what? Ah, crimes.
You got
Sorry.
rich.
When you're getting after somebody like that and they start goofing around with the stuff on their desk right in front of them, that's another way of adapting. He's uncomfortable. He's trying to find comfort, but he can't.
Things. It's because during the pandemic you got rich.
He's
Didn't you?
squirming.
You got rich.
There's something interesting. Now look at that. He's stuck his fingers up under his shirt.
Oh
I
boy.
haven't seen that very often. But what's happening here is he's trying to self-soothe. He's trying to comfort himself
Yep.
because these questions are a huge blow to the ego, and he knows he has to sit there and take it. And he's thought about this, since he found out he was going to have to testify. That's why sometimes you see weird little behaviors with somebody when they're trying to get rid of that built-up stress and tension, and that's a good
Yep.
one.
While people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich, and not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and
Now he's frozen up there. Why is that? Because this is a big deal. His brain says, hey man, you need to keep looking at this guy. Let's see what's going on. We don't want to miss anything.
solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes.
Then again, he starts goofing around with that stuff in front of him. He's really uncomfortable as his stress keeps rising.
Totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you?
Wow.
Then he scoots his fingers back up his
7
shirt sleeve again.
lawyers?
That's a little bit weird. But again, people do weird things when they're under a lot of stress.
He's under
Totaling over
stress.
$1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you?
That is an expression of shame. And he's being shamed, so it makes sense.
That's a question.
Now watch how his fingers move up under his shirt while he's answering that question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
That is a self-soothing behavior. Anytime you see repetitive behavior like that, that's self-soothing. Let's not forget who coined that, Joe Navarro.
You remember Greg?
Wow. He had 7. Why does he need 7 lawyers? And they kicked one of them out. I saw a brief clip of that, but let's keep going.
Folkers? Who was that?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth.
He's settled in to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. Notice now his fingers up in his shirt. Notice how his pinky's kind of relaxed. He's settled in. I think he feels pretty good about where he is right now, although his stress is through the roof.
Yeah.
Amendment to the Constitution.
Your chief of staff is the answer. Do you remember Patricia Conrad? Who was that?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
She was your personal assistant. And what were these individuals doing in the depth of the pandemic in November of 2020?
There we go. Now he's scooting his fingers around in there again because
He's really digging. That is soothing. 111 times. How do you count that? Eyes? 111 times. I am not that dedicated or detailed. I know somebody else who is, though, and I hope he's doing well. I always think about him. Look, how many millions died in COVID, right? Does Fauci, and I'm asking this question, does Fauci have blood on his hands for all of those deaths? Now, New York, where I reside, there was a big deal with the nursing homes and the way they stored the bodies, I guess is a good way to say it. But is he responsible? Does Fauci have blood on his hands? And who signed it? I don't think Biden. You know, they have that auto pen, right? They've got the auto pen for the president. So who pardoned? I don't think Biden was in his right mind anyways. Go ahead.
this is a really big deal. Listen to this.
When millions of Americans were suffering from COVID, what were they doing? I tell you what they're doing. Folkers was on your behalf soliciting and gathering information for a cash award. Let's look at it. We've got his email right here, right over my shoulder.
Wow.
Another reason he's so uncomfortable there is because what he did was against the law, and he knows it. And now the world is seeing it.
Volker says, I'm working on this nomination for the Dan David Award for Fauci. We need to beef up the COVID part. Do you have language in the can?
Ah, another class.
Whoa. Wow. A lot of stuff coming out in the Senate hearing. Hey, Status, how are you? Yeah. I love him. And I love the behavioral panel. It's one of my favorites. 6 people passed in the whole time. 6 people passed what? Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. His pardon was auto-penned. Hunter's was the only one that Biden actually signed, of course. He signed for his son. That's my son. Damn right. Uh, what a mess the U.S. suffered.
Classic. He's rubbing his hand. That's self-soothing. That is an adapter. He's trying to get rid of that built-up stress and tension. He's trying to make himself feel better. He's massaging himself. So he's leaning back in his chair. He's trying to relax, trying to get a hand.
He is grinding his hands together. He's just, and look at he's got the stone face, right? It's like he is grinding those hands.
Handle on this. Still can't do it.
That you could share that delineates how we responded in new ways to COVID. He sends this to multiple federal employees. What was the Dan David Award? Do you remember, Doc?
Now he's got a pen he's goofing around with, trying to get rid of that built-up stress and tension.
6 people
On the
passed.
advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Throw
This
him
has
in the
got to be
slammer.
a huge blow to his ego, unless he's a psychopath. Because when you're
Oh.
a psychopath, you can get embarrassed a little bit, but not much. And all that does is make you angry.
It was a $900,000 cash award.
Wow.
$900,000 cash
He
award.
can't even look up.
This information is so bad, he can't even look up.
Oh,
And he
just
got
said
it
that.
because he used federal employees to get it. And this wasn't the only award, was it, Dr. Fauci? In fact, you applied for and received at least 8 other federal cash prizes on federal time using federal employees and federal resources. Here they are over my shoulder.
There he goes again. As
There
the
he
stress
is.
keeps rising, he scratches his cheek.
Employees and federal resources. Here they are over my shoulder. Besides the Dan David Award, you've got the Partnership for Public Service, you've got the Adelson Prize, you've got the Smithsonian Award, you've got the National Academy of Medicine's Award, you've got the CDC Foundation. In fact, you turned your staff into a full-time application machine. You actually wrote to people and said, do you think maybe I'd qualify? And you got cash for all of this. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 employees, was it? In fact, you used 8.
Did you see his shoulders just sink down? It's just, sorry, Scott. I just wanted to watch that a little second more.
For all of this. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 employees, was it? In fact, you used 8 separate federal employees on federal time using federal resources to solicit cash awards. Isn't that true?
There he is, goofing around with that pen again. He's trying to get his mind off what's happening. He's engaged. He's there. He's hearing it all. But still, he's got to have something to do to settle himself down, to control something, anything. And it's that little pen.
Yep.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Here they are right over my shoulder. Here's all of them.
Notice how his head keeps doing like that. He's trying to act
Yeah.
like it doesn't mean anything to him, like it means nothing. This is a big deal.
People that you use, federal employees, so that you could go and get cash money. And the most hilarious part is that you weren't content to even dragoon them into applying for all of these cash awards.
And there he is goofing with his mouth. We've seen
Me
all
Too
kinds of
status.
adapters. I'm telling you, his stress is so high, he can't sit still.
You then had them go out to the ethics agencies and ethics
I wonder if he's got a diaper on. Myself, he's probably pissing himself.
watchdogs and demand that you be able to get the money.
And there's another one, scratching his chin. But look how hard he's scratching that thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to get rid of that built-up stress and tension. He's trying to relax. He's trying to take control of something, anything.
Oh.
That's right. We've got it in your emails.
Uh-oh.
Your staff and employees on federal time
Those fingers are getting close to going up his shirt again.
using federal resources being paid with federal dollars are soliciting cash for you. And then they're turning around and saying to the agency, we don't want just an answer. We want to get to yes because Fauci wants the money.
That got his attention.
Oh,
as soon as he
that did.
says Fauci wants the money, his
Boom.
eyes kick up.
Because
He
Fauci wants the money.
Oop.
He wants it.
Oh,
We want to get to yes, and yes takes time. This is your chief of staff again, using federal email to pressure the agency's own ethics people so that you could get money, so that you could
yeah,
get rich.
Wyoming. Yeah.
There go his fingers up his shirt.
Yep.
This is a guy that's always been in control. He's the one in charge. He's the
Right.
one that says, here's what we're going to do next. Here's what's going to happen next. And here, he has no control whatsoever. Now, watch how hard he's pushing as his fingers go up his shirt.
Could get money so that you could get rich.
Now, let's take a look at that facial expression. That's shame.
Oh,
And
shit.
it violated the law.
That's a
Didn't
no
it, Dr.
shit.
Fauci? Didn't it? It violated the law, didn't it?
He must status.
It is a question. You can answer. Go ahead.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Again, he can't sit still. Even when he's answering the question, he's got his fingers going up his shirt. He's going up and down. He's really uncomfortable. Obviously, he would be. But man, his stress is high.
Federal law, as you very well know, prohibits the solicitation of cash awards or other personal benefits for federal employees. And
Really,
it certainly
Deanna?
prohibits using your own employees to do this.
He knows this is going to come up later. Again, he has no control over anything here but what's in front of him. His
Yeah.
pen, little pieces of paper, things like that. And then
Anything.
being able to stick his fingers up his shirt and rub his hand a little bit,
Can
trying
I
to get
please
some of
leave?
that stress relieved. This isn't going good.
Can I
5
gotta leave.
CFR section 2635205B. It says it right there in black and white. You cannot use federal resources, federal dollars, federal employees, federal offices, federal email, federal time to solicit
big
cash
sigh.
awards, and you did all of it.
Look at his blink rate. Look how long his eyes remain closed when he's blinking. That's eye blocking. He doesn't like this. When we eye block, we hear something we don't want to hear. We see something we don't want to see. So we'll literally put our hands in front of our eyes. We'll do anything to put something between our eyes and the situation, even though we're hearing something. Close our eyes as well.
And
Yeah, that's true. Really, Deanna? Let me ask you, is any of this on the big news stations like NBC, MSNBC, Fox? Well, I know it's on Fox because I just played something. Let me see, what CNN, all those big stations. Yeah, what problem? I think I said that too 111 times. You two or something else. Wow, this is eh, he caused a lot of death, in my opinion. He did. And yeah, Wyoming, mask, no mask, 6 feet apart. Now no, you can't go to church. But you can go to the store. But oh, it's on your news too, Eyes? Yeah. They're still vouching for him. Are you serious? You can't. Oh, well, yeah, you can because that's what I'm talking about the news, right? Uh, y- and this is why I think we have this leftist right uh field type of shit going on, right? Because the left tells you one thing and the right tells you another thing. And I call it swivel head because you don't know what the hell to believe. You want to believe your favorite news station, and then you hear another one that goes against what you feel, and it's, violence all the time.
the worst part is thousands of people were dying while you were doing it.
Yep.
You were supposed to be the nation's doctor, and you're playing one on TV, but this is what you were doing with your time. Isn't that true?
Ah.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
That was uncomfortable. Watch how his fingers are going up his shirt again.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
He has no control here, not even a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
I can certainly see why. You know what I can't quite figure out is that why
Can't
you were
even look
so
him in the
obsessed with
eye.
it, because you're already
No, he just
rich.
looked up.
I mean, and your scheme worked here. I mean, your net worth now is north of $12 million.
Wow.
You got over $1 million in cash awards during COVID, during a 12-month, 24-month span during COVID. $1 million.
That
Really,
got him as
status?
well. Again,
Wow.
he's self-soothing. He's rubbing his wrist. He's got his fingers up his shirt.
You knocked down in cash money using federal resources. Now you're worth more than $12 million. You've got a pension that in its first year paid out north of $400,000 a year. 1 million people.
Shit. Yeah, look at him. He is embarrassed. Scott is right. Look at his, fingers there. You got to be shitting me. Yeah, you could protest, but you can't go to church, right? That was the most ridiculous thing too. He's suing over the diaries. Good luck with that. I think the Senate already has them. It wasn't his personal diary. Oh, aha. It was from his government computer. Of course, crooks. They're not too smart. Uh,
People dead, you're getting rich.
When he says 1 million people dead, watch how long Fauci's eyes are closed.
1 million people dead, you're getting rich. 1 million people dead, you're using federal employees to get cash awards for you. 1 million people dead, and you're here taking the fifth because you don't want to admit that what really happened in all that time was a multi-month, multi-year course of self-dealing. Isn't that true, Dr. Fauci?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
That bothered him.
Yeah, well, silence is admission. And here's the real thing. At the end of the day, it wasn't just about the money, really, was it? It was really about a power trip. I mean, through all of this, you want to be the most famous scientist in the world. You were so focused on getting every award and every drop of cash that you could, all because you wanted to be on TV.
As he's sitting there listening to that, he moves that pen again. No reason to be moving it. It's fine where it is. He's not going to write anything down.
I know.
Shouldn't even have a pen there.
Yeah.
But there it is. And he's
It's a
using it
prop.
to get rid of that built-up stress and tension, to have control over something, anything.
You
I have
wanted to
other
be the
breaking
sun
news,
god of
too.
science. You wanted to be the guy who was in charge of it all. You wanted to lambast Trump. You wanted to make sure that nobody else stole your spotlight. You wanted to be the guy.
Sure
At
did,
the end,
Ice.
it looks like he's burping a little bit. He's having a gastric upset during all this. That makes sense because this is getting down to something that's really important. He's going to get in a lot of trouble for this later on.
You had time to sit for In Style magazine. Here's what you were doing with your time. You could sit for In Style magazine, but you can't answer questions for the American people. You could sit for In Style magazine, but you're
That says that. Does that say the good doctor? Is he next to a pool in that photograph? Yeah, look at him.
here taking the fifth. You could sit for In Style magazine and get $1 million in cash awards, but now the cat's got your tongue. I bet he does.
Well, yeah, he is sitting next to a pool. Look at that. Wow. Oh, yeah. All across the world, Eyes. It's true. Yeah, people worldwide. Yeah, why aren't other countries accusing him of crimes against humanity? That's a good question. That's a good question. I used to watch these all the time, every day. My computer, my TV was always on the Senate and House of Representatives. But I've been kind of busy.
Wow. That's tough, man. That's tough on the old ego. When it shows a picture of you sitting there looking all cool with sunglasses on somewhere in a magazine or on a magazine, whatever it is, and they're berating you in court because you've done a bunch of stuff you shouldn't have done. Oh,
I tell you what, here's my conclusion from all of this. This was really all about you the whole time. Somewhere along the way, you lost your way.
this is
That's
the
a
way little
big
kids
sigh.
look when they get in trouble.
You may have been a good public servant at one time, I don't know. But I can tell you from reading your emails now,
He's searching for comfort. He's trying so hard to get comfortable and he can't. That's why I see his hands go forward and come back really quickly. He can't get comfortable.
from looking at what you did, how you used your employees, somewhere along the line, it became all about you. You
Yep.
became a narcissist and a megalomaniac and a liar.
And again, he's goofing around with that pen and little papers in front of
That's
him.
true,
There's no
Eyes.
reason to be touching any of that stuff. And it shouldn't even be there because he's not going to write anything down. He's just goofing around with it, trying to get control of something, anything.
And you've lied to the American people and you've lied to this body.
That's another big one. Pulling on your ear, goofing around with your ear, that's a big deal because you're moving all the way up here and the ears are really sensitive. So you're trying to get rid again of that built up stress and tension. You're trying to comfort yourself.
And you've disgraced your profession by doing it. You called yourself the most famous scientist in the world. You've done
Right.
more to harm science than anybody in my lifetime.
Now we're back to the fingers up the shirt. They come out of the shirt, start scratching the top of his wrist. He can't find comfort or control anywhere.
And I hope
Nowhere.
you'll go home and write that in your diary.
Oh, snap.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ouch. Now
That
you'd think
hurt.
we'd be seeing anger, that kind of an expression, something like frustration, anything. No, just a blank stare. And why is that? Because he can't control anything. He's not used to being this way. He's not used to just sitting there and taking somebody berating him. Now, especially
Ah.
being in front of the whole world, on the internet, everywhere. That's a huge blow to his ego. And that's tough for anybody.
And I hope you'll go home and write that in your diary. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So
That was an excellent. Thank you, Wyoming. We have to do this more often with this covering this stuff. I want to find out I want to I want to find the one where they kick the lawyer out. Uh oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh dear. A lot of people died worldwide. And where's the outrage from other countries about COVID? Oh, she lived in England. Oh no. Oh, eyes, I'm so sorry. Oh dear. I'm so sorry. Oh dear. Uh, that's heartbreaking. Here it is. I bring that up. Let me see. Oh, okay. Right there. This is ABC News. Probably get blasted for all this.
You were told not to sit at the table. You insist on sitting at the table, and we told you you would not be recognized. You are not invited here for testimony, sir. You are being disruptive. Would you behave this way in a courtroom? No, because the judge would put you in jail. I can't do that today, but I can have you escorted from the premises. So I would say, sir, sit quietly and
Oh,
don't say another
eyes.
word. I said, sit quietly. You are not recognized.
Wow. So this is the lawyer. Yeah, but still Zoom. I mean, that's not very comforting. Oh, but is it because of this guy? Oh, GB, this is a lot of fun. I think we'll do this a lot more often. Put in the psychology with the NCI. Um, and I absolutely love behavioral panel.
Recognized. Another word and you're gone.
Oh,
So, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to hear what the attorney has to say.
He is not recognized by the committee or the chair if he
oh, Paul is the chairman of these hearings. Ooh, I didn't know that either. You know, I'm gonna have to start watching this more often. And yeah, the shots, right? I had the first shot. My mother had the first shot. We refused the second shot. We didn't take it. Fortunately, we did not get sick. Uh, I think it was the Pfizer. Is that how you pronounce it? Pfizer shot? I think it was the Pfizer. Am I saying it right? The Pfizer shot we took. And it was mandatory, right? You had to have the shot, right? Or you couldn't do things. And I think that's how our government is manipulating us. You have got to have this or you can't do that. I mean, what's it going to come to? It because I think we're really entering the world of digital currency. So you won't be able to go to the store anymore. And, this is probably years ahead, but, sooner or later, you're not going to be able to go to the store and pay cash. You're not going to be able to buy gas with cash. I mean, yeah, my governor, Hochul, who I can't stand. Oh, I can't stand her. I mean, she made some horrible, horrible decisions during COVID. and the elderly and the nursing homes. I think the nursing homes were here, anyways, in New York, were the ones that were most hit. You didn't get the shot at all. Yeah. I mean, a lot of places you had to prove that you got the shot. I I forget where I went, and I had to prove that I got my COVID shot, or I couldn't go in. Uh, Grad school, University of Michigan. They weren't allowed to on canvas without having a shot or booster. Yeah, I didn't, Deanna, I didn't get that booster. I refused that second shot. And wasn't there a third shot they wanted you to get? And I think by the third shot, people were saying, wait a minute, I think this is a bit much. But that's what I was talking about before about these pharmaceutical companies, right? And who's actually making these decisions? Who made the most money? The pharmaceuticals, right? Yeah, you got to get the shot. And I was always curious. You had this deadly disease, COVID-19, right? How fast did that vaccination come out? Anybody? It was fast. Usually you have some kind of disease going on and they have to research it, right? That vaccine came out lickety split. It was insane to me because I thought, wait a minute, hold on. And I have personal friends that are doctors, right? And they're like, well, it's a little strange, but we have to do it, right? So the doctors are saying, well, we have to do it. And it's like, it was strange.
He speaks again, he will be removed from the room. This testimony is from Anthony Fauci. This is not a game with his lawyers. He can advise, his lawyers can give him advice. He's got a half dozen here.
Wow,
They are
Wyoming.
all allowed to talk to him.
Yes.
All right? But the attorneys are not recognized. In fact, the attorney was told not to sit at the table, and he's not obeying that recommendation. There's a row behind you, sir. That's where you were told to sit, and you're not. And now you're
Wow,
disrupting the
guys.
proceedings. And so, look,
It's
this is the
terrible.
way Anthony Fauci wants to be remembered. For a lawyer not listening to the rules. That's the way you want to be remembered, and that's what you're going to do. You are not recognized, sir. Security, please remove him from the room.
Oh, wow. Look at everybody clapping. Hey, is that Laura Ingraham? I think that was Laura Ingraham in the back. I think it was. Let's see if I can catch her. Yeah, it is. That's Laura Ingraham. And look at this guy cheering on in the background here. This guy looks familiar. I can't place him. But Fauci's going, oh shit, son of a bitch, my lawyer's gone. What am I gonna do now? But look, there's Laura Ingraham. What are you guys saying? Oh, really, eyes? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think the shots were dangerous. I mean, now look, I'm not giving medical advice here. I will not take the flu shot. I won't. They ask me every single time, take the flu shot. No. But but you'll get the flu. You're giving me the flu. Yeah, but it's a small dose. No, I don't want a small dose. I don't want a big dose. If I'm going to get the flu, I'm going to get the flu. And why can't they come up with a cure for the common cold? Why? Because the pharmaceutical companies are selling you all of this stuff to get rid of a cold. I had a cold. I told a friend, I think it was last night. I might be out for a couple days, and I did ginger tea, honey. I'm not giving medical advice and stuff, but I'm fine now. I'm not sneezing or anything. I'm a little stuffed up, but that's about it. Uh, oh yeah, he looked just as smug, but Fauci here, he's like, oh shit. Yeah, he is. He didn't think he was going to remove him. Next.
I just moved here,
Wow, look at the cameras. Really, Wyoming? That's insane.
Let the record state that Dr. Fauci will still have the advice of the other half a dozen attorneys that he brought along today. Senator Peters.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The COVID-19 pandemic is not the first or the last public health crisis to impact our nation.
Right.
In December 2022, I released a report that identified significant
some heated moments there at this hearing on Capitol Hill. That's Dr. Anthony Fauci testifying before this Senate committee about his response to COVID.
What's he doing? Oh, look at Laura Ingraham. Oh dear, we got to do this more often. Yeah. I mean, oh, it was very odd to me that they had a vaccine lickety-split in this pandemic. It was shocking to me, and it was shocking to my friends, right? And we're like, no, no, absolutely not. But we have to do this more often. I'll put links in the well, I put Chase Hughes in there. I'll put the behavioral panel in the description as well. But I think that's about it. I gotta get a new intro. Uh, I like the intro. People like the song, but it's just the woman sitting at the piano. It's just but yeah, uh, millions died across the world. Was it worth it? And will he face justice in our judicial system? I doubt it. What's going to become of these hearings? Okay, he's been outed, but now let me ask you something. Are people going to trust what our government tells us now? But I think it was Deanna told us that people are actually believing uh, that he was right, and the Senate treated him wrongly, right? But you know, whenever there's chaos, there's something running in the background. That's the number one thing I have learned, psyops. When there is chaos, something else is going on that they do not want you to know, right? So I'm putting a show together for Freaks and Frauds. I think Saturday, maybe Friday night. Should be a banger on how people actually talk to each other. Let me give you a little glimpse of that. Um, if I still have it. Maybe I don't have it yet. Yeah, I do, but let me blacken out myself here and go to it. I've got it saved already. I have a drama folder now. A drama folder. So this is what you can expect on Freaks and Frauds.
Can't convince people about this chick. They're dead set. But I'm going to say this. I agree with the person in chat. If you don't like Clue and you think Cluminati's bad, at least Cluminati is out and she owns who she is. Anybody that has anything against Clue, Granny is 10 times worse. And the sad part is she's manipulative, and you're going to be so deep before.
There we go.
But that's QB who's lying. Shocker, right? Right? Shocker. QB is a liar. Shocked. But it gets better.
But what about all the shit that Queen Bee has done, B. Tim? This reminds me of the CPS call. You want to act like QB is an innocent bystander. She's not. It all started because she lied in the first place. That nobody would have had a FOIA if she didn't lie in the first place. She has done awful shit to Sinner. She made a map or whatever and showed it online. It was like, hey, he lives here, and this is his name and this is an address. She doxed Emmy's school. I mean, you make it out like she's just this innocent bystander who's done nothing, and that's fucking bullshit.
I've always been kind of the wild card, man. Even over there, the contrarian of the bunch. You know, the one that if everybody's watching the front door, I'm standing at the back door going, "Trust me, something's gonna happen back here."
Look at Big Tim. Big Tim is the biggest fucking ass kisser I've ever seen in my entire life. And she
Okay.
eats it up. She loves it. Oh my God. I'd be like, dude, stop. Just
So, I'm interested in human behavior, and that's something that's uh, perplexing me about these. I don't know what the hell to call them anymore. Are they shock channels? Are they? Uh, they get you all emotionally upset. You know, you're on one side or the other side, and if you say something about somebody else, it's you're gonna get plomped on, right? Uh, what I heard lastly was that the World Health Organization. That's another thing, GB. Thank you for pointing that out. More to the point, have they actively made a plan for future pandemics? It, you would think that they would have done that centuries ago, right? But yeah, I think we did leave WHO. I think the US did. I think Trump left. One caution, not all chaotic issues are rooted in science. That's true, status. That is true. That is true. Thank you for that. Um, what happened to the alien ship that was communicating with us? But I think we did leave Hugh. Who? Hugh. Go figure. Maybe it's because he won't be in office when it does. I don't know. Most are glad we are still out of who. I I don't have any opinions on who, because I don't pay attention to them enough, which is probably a failure on my part. I really should know what's going on with the World Health Organization. Is it all for show? Do they? And you know, GB's right, right? Uh, I think it was GB. Uh, do they have? You got the World Health Organization. Do they have a plan for pandemics? Look, they have all these dangerous, deadly, earth wipeout diseases stored. If you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. They have all of these diseases stored in labs and secret places around the world, right? So what if you have an employee that just, wants to wipe out the earth, open a vial, okay? I'm being exaggeratory, I know that, but it's things to think about, and I love learning with people, and I love it when people um, tell me things that I don't know, right? Yeah, I think we all have to learn as humans, but I don't know what is going every time you scroll your phone, right? You're giving people data, and who is that data going to? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you think you are two eyes? Hmm. I mean, is there a purpose for them? It is my question. I think countries pay them billions of dollars, right? Promoter of Meghan Markle? Really? Wow. Who knew? Status knows. You guys, all of you guys know so much, and you're really intelligent, and I appreciate it. I really do. And that's just not love bombing you. But we did go over the deviant pillar, and I want you to think about the deviant pillar and which pairs up with the needs um, models. But I got stuck. She is a pandemic. That's too funny. Okay, you guys. Uh, Great show. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate your engagement. Comment below. Hit the like button. And we'll be back. I'm doing more studying, of course, and we'll get another pillar up here soon. And with that, oh, I got to work on another outro, intro, whatever you throw. Ah, yeah, GB. And I really do appreciate everybody. Ah, intellectuals. Yes, that's why we're the brainiacs. Okay. I gotta do a membership only pretty soon because you deserve it. So any hints on what kind of membership only live you want, let me know. You maybe you should get out of bed now and get your coffee and take care of those. Do you call them chokes? Is it chokes? Is that how I word it right? I hope so. Okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Snakes aren't always in the grass. Sharks aren't always in the water. You're counting breaths against the glass, while I am getting closer. The danger doesn't leave a trace when it's sitting in your space. Thieves aren't always in the night, watching from the shadows of the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, they're hiding right in front of your sight. They wear a face you think you know. They walk the path where you always go. They find the cracks inside the floor. They're already behind the door. They're just a hand inside your sleeve, waiting for the moment that you leave. Thieves aren't always in the night, watching from the shadows of the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, they're hiding right in front of your sight. Check the pockets, check the lock, check the face you see on the clock. Now here is safe, nowhere is dry. Wait for the truth to catch the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, watching from the shadows of the light. Thieves aren't always in the night, they're hiding right in front of your sight. The night is done, but the sun is just another thief.